Now let's look at how we're going to configure these static and dynamic routes. You'll see here that we're going to key in our command for doing these routes as IP route. Then you're going to give a network address, your subnet mask, and then the IP address, which is commonly referred to as the next hop address of the router's IP, and then the exit interface. Which interface is it going to leave? The next hop can be identified by an IP address, an exit interface, or both. And how the destination is specified creates one of the three following route types. You have next hop route. That's where only the next hop IP address is specified. You have directly connected static route, where only the router exit interface is specified. And then you have a fully specified static route, and that's where the next hop address and the exit interface are specified. So let's look at this. When a packet is destined for 192.168.2.20 network on router 1, first it looks for a match in the routing table and finds that it has to forward the packets to the next hop IPv4 address of 172.16.22. R1 must now determine how to reach 172.16.22. Therefore, it searches a second time for the match. So if we have it configured directly connected as a static route, we would have keyed in IP route 172.16.1.0 255.255.255.0 out of serial interface 000. That way it would have left router 1. Then we have IP route 192.168.1.0 255.255.255.0 going out of serial interface 000 as well. So those are going out as well as the 192.168.2.0. So you see they're all leaving router 1 out of serial interface 000. And you can see that it is statically assigned, and you see that when we do the show IP routes or show route. In a fully specified static route, both of the output interface and next hop address are given. This is another type of static route that is used in older iOSs prior to the CEF. And this form of static route is used when the output interface is a multi-access interface and it's necessary to explicitly identify the next hop. You're forcing it there. The next hop must be directly connected to the specified exit interface. Now we can verify our static routes. Along with ping and trace route, you can do show IP route, show IP route static, or show IP route and list the network. To put in a default static route, we're going to put in the quad 0, and that is simply IP route 0.0.0.0, 0.0.0.0, and then you're going to either give it the IP address of the next hop, or you're going to give it the serial interface, or both. So here is the example of how on router 1 we've put the quad 0 and we've told it which IP address it's going out of. Then we can verify this default static route. You see I did show IP route static. The S's are for your static routes, and it shows you that the quad 0 is leaving via 172.16.2.2. With IPv6 route commands, most of the parameters are identical to IPv4. With the IPv6 static routes, can also be implemented as standard IPv6 static route, default IPv6 static route, summary IPv6 static route, or floating IPv6 static route. And the config for that one is IPv6 route, Then you're going to give the IPv6 prefix, the IPv6 mask, the IPv6 address of the next hop, and your exit interface. The next hop can be identified by an IPv6 address, an exit interface, or both, just like with IPv4. And how the destination is specified creates one of three types of routes. You have your next hop IPv6 route, where only the next hop IPv6 address is specified. This should sound familiar to the IPv4. We have directly connected static IPv6 routes, where only the router exit interface is specified. And then again, the fully specified static IPv6 route, where the next hop IPv6 address and your exit interface are specified. Here is an example of how to configure the next hop static IPv6 routes. Here we are configure the directly connected static IPv6 route, and then configuring the fully specified IPv6 static route on router 1. We've told it IPv6, the route, IPv6 IP address, and which interface, and the interface IPv6 address as well. We can verify our IPv6 routes using commands similar to IPv4, so it's show IPv6 route, show IPv6 route static, and show IPv6 route and then the network listed. Here's an example of your default static IPv6 route. It's similar to the quad 0, except for on this one you're going to do ::/0. So it's IPv6 route ::/0. You can give the next hop IP address, the exit interface, or both. To verify, you do the show IPv6 route static and you look for the static addresses, and then remember they have the S in front of them.